Okay. Da, da, da. There. That is Knock's famous Style Wars car. War for style, war for space, territory, war with the city, war with transit. It's all about wars and competition, It's Blade's pastoral fantasy. He's chilling in an orchard out in the country. People who do this, professionally, work with photographs, are going to just be cringing in their boots with the way we're doing this. So this is a Blade, a very unusual Blade, where he's out in the country on a farm, and you see in the apple tree over on the right side, he's silhouette. Lying under the tree, chilling. That's Duro and Min and Satch. That's a nice one. Mean 3, Des. The colors are lovely, and very good style. Those guys were really good and prolific. And what's so interesting is, Scheme came out and did his whole production in a very short time. He came out, he improved really quickly, and then he just, went off. And only a couple of years, and then he was gone.
Perfect. Thank you, Henry.
Welcome. That's the last Blade car. Yeah, Blade claims to have painted 5,000 cars in his career, which, he did a lot of large throw-ups as well, so, some of the big whole car throw-ups he's including. But boy, he did some really innovative, inventive stuff.
The amount is amazing, right? 5,000?
Yeah, the amount is amazing.
Like all the writers,
yeah.
And he had a zero or...
No, but Blade told me, when I asked him if he wanted to participate in Style Wars, in the making of it, and he said no. He said, I don't want to have my face connected with the damage that I did to the transit, that they would come after me. Smiley and Ked. Smiley was still around when he was from an older time, an earlier time, and you can see the style's kind of archaic, but it was done in 1980.
You can see the Grand Funk Railroad. That was a track from...
yeah, that was a band. That was a band.
Oh, that was the band.
Grand Funk Railroad. Yeah, and it was around in 1970. TNB, the Nasty Boys, and probably TVS, the Banff Squad. Yeah. Graffiti writers came from all over the city. These guys were from the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Kind of like hippies from back in those days, or children of hippies, many of them.
This was very particular, the fact that lines can regroup kids from different neighborhoods that don't really care about their color or whatever they came from. It's only the name that they will appreciate first.
That was true. It was a big change from the gang era which preceded it, where, a lot of people got together from different neighborhoods and from different backgrounds. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of mutual respect. Rolling Thunder Riders. The first one is Defective. This is a classic, Michel Futura. This is the first time Futura came back after 6 years in the military. This is 1980. It had a lot to do with soul artists, with Ali, who was the president of soul artists, and he was very political. And he created a kind of weekly workshop where he brought everybody together, writers from all over the city. So Kel, who was from the South Bronx, Futura was Harlem. The next thing he did after this was abstract style. But before this, you know, mainly he did, he used to tag, you know, his Futura 2000 tag everywhere before he went away. Oh, yeah, there might be a Dondi under here. Sorry. Oh my God. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Let's have a little representing scene. East Bronx, Italian-American. And the idea already was afoot that graffiti was over, that you couldn't do anymore, that you couldn't do better, that it was really finished. There was the buff. This was like 1980, 82, I guess. There was the buff. There was the cross-out war. Yeah. Okay, Dondi. This is a very famous car by Dondi. Children of the Grave, Part 2, it's called. Dondi was a Brooklyn writer. He was from East New York and was one of the founders of CIA, Crazy Inside Artists, which was a crew of writers from the Bronx and Brooklyn. So it really spanned the whole city. The graphic design of these letters and the placing of them in the space on the car. And that's just incredible how you could do that when you couldn't even, they're painted in between the rows, which are only about 3 or 4 feet apart. But not to be able to get back and look and decide that this is going to work, but to be able to have it under control in your mind and transmit that to your hand is pretty extraordinary.